Another sweep. And it has been done. The Avalanche sweep the dirty Edmonton Oilers in dirty Alberta. And it feels good. And it feels dirty. And it feels cheap. But it feels so clean. And it feels nice. And it was a great time. And what a well of a third period. What a well of Mike Smith. He kind of looked like a well in goal. Too bad he wasn't, not as far as saving anything, but he just kind of looked squirmy, a little slimy, a little angry, kind of a beached well. Either way, what a freaking win. What a way to end this series and get to the Stanley Cup final for the first time since 2001 where, oh, you guessed it. Oh, you did your research. Oh, you've seen the picture of Raymond Bourque. We won the cup. Let's talk about it, people. Let's get inside it. Let's get along with it. Let's be a part of it. Let's do it. It has been written. It has been done. The Avalanche sweep the Oilers, and we all witnessed this, and it was a beautiful thing. Now they go to heaven. I don't think they belong in heaven, but we'll send them there anyway. We're nice. Looks like everybody else made it there somehow, even Minnesota, which is odd.
Yeah.
Either way, happy to see you both. Jay will first welcome you before you lose internet. Great to have you, Jay, from Canada. How does the nation feel today? Because I know everybody was saying, all of Canada is rooting for Edmonton, which I don't understand. I get it. It's hockey's your thing, but it's like people from Winnipeg, Scotty from Winnipeg rooting for Edmonton, but not you, Jay. You're in Montreal and you were rooting for the Avalanche.
Yeah, definitely. Fuck the Oilers, and if it wasn't for McDavid and Draisaitl, I don't think they would have much fans out there.
Are you saying they're fair weather fans in Edmonton, Jay? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I'm saying that they wouldn't have as much fans, and nobody would care about the team as much if it wasn't for those two.
Well, you said it, not me. I'm not trying to piss off Canada. I don't think I've ever said anything to make Canada angry. So I'm going to stay clean and focused on the task at hand and give them nothing but the respect they deserve, okay? By sending them to heaven, to me, that's a nice thing to do. Oren, how are you feeling, buddy? You witnessed it. You squatted on it for a little bit. You had a thought. And how are you feeling? What are you thinking?
Fucking excited as hell. I've been waiting every single year for 20 years. Been waiting to see this happen. So I'm glad they finally made it, and they made it look pretty easy too. They destroyed each team that they played. So
yeah, Blues was a tough series. Give them that. Give them props. But it's always on pins and needles every game I watch for the Avalanche, even when we were dominating, because it always seems like, you're dominating the game and then they get like one rush and they happen to somehow score on it. Something weird. But for the most part, this series especially, we definitely we covered our ass. We did very well. Puck Life, tears, seeing the stars up there. Well, yeah, but look at their company. I mean, they got the boys from Beantown and the Billy Buckner, the Boston boys. I mean, Toronto, who, every year is going to win it. And it's going to happen. Don't they, the Calgary Flames, Johnny Hockey, Dirty St. Louis, Carolina Hurricanes. Sorry, Ace. There's a lot to see. A little surprised that Florida got absolutely swept away, but these things happen. This is hockey. What's up, Elise? The kids didn't understand my excitement last night. Oh, they'll get there. I mean, are they? Hopefully, they're babies, and that's why they didn't understand. Hopefully, they're not like 12 and like, I don't get it, mom. Hockey's stupid. Then we have a freaking problem on our hands, and there needs to be some discipline in the household. 100%.
I also hope that they're not Oilers fans.
I don't. Why would they be? Why would they be?
Because of McDavid.
Well, no, it's not good enough. Not good. Obviously, not good enough. Let's blow past the first period, people, because Avalanche had a good first period. Went up 1-0 from a Kel McCarr goal. Power play goal, which power play was essential tonight on both sides of the ice for different reasons. Our penalty kill was very good, practically perfect. And then our power play really stepped in. The few chances we did get, I don't have the numbers in front of me. I just know Edmonton had a shite ton, and we did not have as many. And we really made it pay where they did not. At least says I have a 7-year-old and 4-year-old, and the 4-year-old is more excited than the 7. Well, 4-year-olds are excited about everything. Yeah. So I get that. I understand that. 7's a difficult age. It's tough. You got to get a job. You're working in a factory. You sweat a lot. So 7's a tough age. 4, I can get it. Just the joy, the wonderment of life.
So Edmonton had 5 power play chances, and we only had 2.
Yes. It honestly seemed like all 5 for them came all back to back to back to back. The whole Cassian thing and all that crap. But yeah, beautiful shot. Kel McCarr, we capitalized on our power play, and it's 1-0, assisted by Lehkonen. And Lehkonen. Jay, we're up 1-0.
Yeah.
In the first period. Initial feelings, feeling good, feeling comfortable. It's an elimination game. You feel like there was a lot more going to happen.
Yeah, definitely a lot more to happen because it was a pretty quiet period, and I felt like the Oilers were going to push a lot in the second and the third. That's what happened, but
yeah,
I won't spoil it.
Yeah, no one knows what the outcome right now, so let's not. We don't want to throw any spoilers out there for sure. We're going to keep it clean. Let them know at the very end.
Exactly.
Yeah, second period starts, gentlemen, and the second period, Oren, was a pretty ugly period for the Avalanche. There was some, I wouldn't say quit, but we were a little sloppy. Edmonton, they scored the goal. Hyman had a good game. They did put him up there on the McDavid Draisaitl line, kind of in the place for Evander Kane. They were kind of moving him around a little bit, and it was working out. All in the third, those guys were everywhere. Zach Hyman scores. It's tied 1-1. Not long after that, we have that turnover. It's tough to say. Logan O'Connor chunks that pass over there to Devon Days. He can't quite handle it. Looks like he's already skating past it, but it also looks like he could have got it. It was a bit behind him. Tough to say. It's all of a sudden, Nugent Hopkins takes advantage. Nice little move on the breakaway to make it 2-1 to Edmonton. And then McDavid from Draisaitl. And Draisaitl, obviously he's been fighting through injury.
I'm going to applaud Draisaitl for his spirit in that game. I mean, he was
his spirit.
he got 4 assists in there, and he was battling through whatever injury he was going through, and
I think it was an ankle.
I'll give him props.
Give him props
for not giving up, but you should have gave up. I
give him props for being swept. That's what I give him props for. He took it like a man. He shook people's hands. That's what he did. I don't have to see his little cross checks anymore. It'll be somebody else's cross checks for sure, and we'll just find out who in the final. And then that third goal where they go up 3-1, it's Connor McDavid, power play goal from Draisaitl, one of those mini assists he did. He did play. He did put it all out there. Good for him. And it was a real rubbish second period there, Oren. We're down 3-1. We're like, ooh, is this going to be one? Are we going to Edmonton's going to snag one now. We're going to really have to battle here if we don't change something. Let's get an early goal. Initial feelings there after the second period.
Yeah, I wasn't too happy about us playing. How terrible we were giving away so many turnovers and giving them so many the penalty that caused us to get down another 2 goals, so I wasn't very happy about that, and I felt we might give them a game. I really did.
Yes.
It was in
And
Edmonton too, so
it was very possible. You're like, well, a lot of people had us in 5, and as the game was unfolding, you're like, is this just one they just get a lot of momentum, a lot of energy, pack it in. We don't pack it in, but we can't really get on our game this game. We got 1 period to do it. And man, that third period was a freaking period of hockey. Yes, you could tell he was hurting last night. At least he was hurting, and I was okay with it.
yeah,
I didn't have a problem with it. To be honest with you, it was also great not to see, this gentleman out there at all. That was beautiful. There was a meme I was looking for. It was like 7 days. This is how long it took for the Avalanche to beat you. I don't remember. I tried to find it. I couldn't. And we were already late enough starting the show. But it would have been funny. It would have been funnier than what I just said. But I just don't remember. But you get the point. You get the point, don't you, Evander? We'll see where you end up. I don't know. Maybe you end up in another NHL team. Maybe you end up in a casino. I don't know. Whatever you do, wherever you end up, bless you, sir. And bless the fact that you know how to count to 7. Bless you. Third period. Jay, 30 seconds into the period. Devontae's gets the puck, has a nice little shot, hits off an Edmonton player, goes past Mike Smith. 30 seconds in, it's 3-2 Avalanche. I'm thinking, well, never mind. All those bad feelings and emotions I had are gone. We're taking this game. 30 seconds in. How are you feeling, sir?
Well, it was a lucky goal, but that's playoffs hockey there, and
Yes.
take what you can get. And I would say that I still thought maybe the Oilers were gonna win it, but it was just a 1-goal game, so we were right back in it. You just had to score 1 more. But I don't want to spoil it in case somebody didn't watch the game
Again,
last.
we don't. The outcome is not out there. We do not want to spoil it.
Yeah, I will say it was a great momentum shift, though. 30 seconds in, and we're back in it, down 1 goal. So anything
Back
can
in
happen.
it. Down 1 goal. And here we come. The Avalanche go. No. Oh, just a few minutes later, Edmonton score. They make it 4-2.
And there, I threw my hat off again, and
yeah. I
started
mean,
crying.
I pissed on the floor. Now, it's a wood floor. It was easy cleanup.
Yeah, it leaked
I
to my
peed
leg.
all over
I
it.
felt it.
Yeah, a little bit on your leg. Was it warm or was it warm?
It was cold for some reason. I don't know. That's all on you. It's on you, buddy.
I need to check that out. Yeah, it shouldn't have been cold. I thought it was warm. And it's Zach Hyman again, who had a good game. He was a bit annoying, but he was playing well with Draisaitl and McDavid. That was their threat of the night. We shut them down. We were going to be okay, but at the time they were flying. Hyman scores. It's that Draisaitl finds him across, and it is the one where I believe that's the floppy one-timer. That one that kind of like he kind of catches up and it kind of flops over. The pace is taken off the puck. A little tricky one. Jay, you remember that goal?
Yeah, over the elbow, and Hyman was all smiles after that one.
Yeah. Is this the one where
He was awesome.
Francois tried to headbutt it? He was like,
yeah, because he caught him off
over his head. Yeah,
he was cutting across pretty strong, and when that came across, he was already set pretty much from that slide across. He thought he was going to hammer it, and he did not. He just got a piece of it. But fortunately for them, it went in somehow, right above Francois' tiny body. And at that point, it's 4-2 now. I'm like, what the hell, man? What the hell?
Back down
Back down 2. And then, it's a little bit back and forth, but the Avalanche still look like they could score a goal here. They still have the momentum. Well, they don't have the momentum. They have some momentum, I should say. There's a bit of a scrum. This is the one where Mike Smith decides to go out and play the puck. He loves to go and play the puck, and he had a little Mike Smith moment where he shot it, and I believe it hits off the ref, off the wall. Kind of takes a bad bounce, but that's what he gets for being Mike Smith, slamming well. And he went to play it, hits off the ref. We can kind of come in, we kind of collapse, get the puck on net. There's a bit of a scrum, bit of a scruffle, and Gabe, Landy, Cug taps it in. Mike Smith is pissed, chunks his little stick. He's not very happy. We're back in it. It's again a 1-goal game, 4-3. Jay, what the hell, man? No, seriously, what the hell, dude? No, what the hell's your problem, dude? Yeah, I want to call you out right now. Just what's your problem, bro? I'm not even talking about the game. I'm just talking about in general. What is your problem, dude? Okay, I'm sorry. Anyway, yeah. So, what was your thoughts on that goal?
Yeah, after that one, I was really happy because it was once again a 1-goal game, and now that Smith was getting angry, you can really feel it, like the momentum shift.
Yes. When he threw his stick, you're like, oh boy. Oh, it might get juicy. Oh, it's getting juicy. Here's a Mike Smith
rattled.
moment.
Yeah.
He got rattled. Oh, he got rattled, didn't he?
Aiming the ref, but in reality, it was his fault for playing the puck when his defenseman could have played it for him.
Yeah, he likes to go out there, man. It had been a while since we'd seen a Mike Smith moment, and that was a great Mike Smith moment. And that was the beautiful man, the beautiful Swede, the Swedish god, Gabe Landeskog. And he plugged her right on in, and it made it a 1-goal game. Not long after that, boys, kind of towards the back end of the period, the man that is Lehkonen with a beautiful, somehow he's got a guy on, he was able to do like a swift, almost 360 backhand pass, hits McKinnon in stride. And let me tell you what, man, McKinnon in stride is a scary thing. McKinnon in stride is a scary thing for some and a beautiful thing for others like us. And he absolutely cranks it past. You're right, at least already defeated Mike Smith. And we have ourselves a tied hockey game. Gentlemen, I want you both to talk over each other so I can't understand any of you. How was your feeling on this? Okay, that doesn't make sense. Oren, you go first.
I think I spilled my drink on myself. I was so excited.
No, that was me again.
That was you.
That was the pee. That was the cold pee.
That's why it was cold.
Yeah, that was the cold pee. No, that was me.
No, I was definitely thinking we're for sure going to overtime now with that. So I didn't think anything else was going to happen, but I felt that we pulled our heads out of our ass and we finally wanted that sweep. So
yeah, once that Landy goal went in, I was like, okay, we're coming now. We're starting to play our game. Guys are rolling. Guys are skating. It's happening. And Jay, you see McKinnon, the beautiful Canadian man, the real Canadian man, the one really that the country should be behind. Not McDavid, okay? It's lame. It's old. It's old news. McKinnon is the one they want now. What was your thought seeing him blaze down the ice going on in his angle too? It wasn't the best angle, but you just kind of had a feeling the way he was going down on him.
Yeah,
that sounded weird.
No, it didn't. I liked it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I was pretty hype, and I really felt like we were going to win after that one, and he deserved that goal because McKinnon's always working really hard and wants to win more than anybody out there.
He's a freaking winner. And you're right. He wants to win. I loved his demeanor, his answers. He's just to the point. This is about winning. Jared Benner set the tone with that. This is about winning. This is not about trying to get someone back after a scrum in between the whistles. None of that crap. Going after people and headhunting. It's only about winning at this point. And thank God we pulled it off last night. After that, we get our second power play. And again, I didn't really mention it because we were kind of running through this very quickly, but Edmonton for a second there had a great amount of power plays, especially in the second period, and we killed them off for the majority of it. It kept us in the game to where it didn't get 3-4 goals. Penalty kill did a good job. Be able to let one in. It happens. It's a good team. That was going to be a dangerous thing. Anytime you have McDavid, Draisaitl, Nugent Hopkins, guys with space. Bouchard, Jay, good call. They finally got him on the power play, but it was a little too late. They had Tyson Berry out there for a little while, and they weren't really worried about a shot. They were worried about, but Bouchard came out there, and we had to change the way we kind of defended the point. But it was a little too late, and we get our power play chance, and it is finally the man who we've called out, who we've wanted more from, who's slowly coming on here. The man that apparently, from our boy Dan, is getting well from mono for 6 months, and he is here, and he is starting to play like the Moose again. He was wanting the puck. He did make a play that I'm going to, slag him off for in just a few seconds after this. But right now, we're going to love him. We are going to caress him. We're going to touch him, whether he likes it or not, and thank him for his goal contribution. Orn, power play goal. It's Mikko Rantanen. It's 5-4 Avalanche with, whatever it is, several minutes or so left to play in the period. But you know what we like to do?
It was about 5.5 left.
Yeah, 5.5. I mean, enough time to where, all right, boys, let's do our job here and close it down. But this same gentleman, Orn, decides to make a little move at the offensive blue line and gets hammered down, fairly so. Tries to make that extra play, doesn't get the puck deep, doesn't just get it deep, get a change, play it smart, makes a move and makes a turnover, and then we have the Oilers coming the other way, and that is when we have Draisaitl. Puck gets to Draisaitl, takes a shot, trickles through Frankie, sitting there in the crease, and Zach, the helmet puller Cassian, taps it in, and it's a tie game. We were all very pissed. On your emotions.
I felt like it could happen because we always like to screw up in the last few minutes of a game. So, and we only had 3.5 minutes left, and I was still iffy on it. I knew it was still probably going to get to overtime, and I mean, I wish it didn't, but I felt like there was still a possibility.
Yeah, I was trying to tell myself, look, at 3-1, I would take overtime all day long just to cool off a little bit, cool the emotions down, just like the team did. And I don't want to spoil it, Jay. I really don't. So we'll just leave it at there. We want to just get it overtime. We wanted to cool off. Elise says Mika was just trying to make a spicy game. He did.
He made it.
He
spicy,
did.
All right.
He did make it spicy. And it had to be Cassian, didn't it? He finally did something positive, I guess, for the Oilers. You're like, oh, yes.
I hate that.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, and, he ties it up. Gentlemen, it's 5-5. Jay, there was a man from Finland. He played for Montreal Canadiens. Okay. He was then traded from Montreal Canadiens to the Colorado Avalanche. And he's made some big plays. He's had some big moments. He's been a freaking workhorse. He's been a pleasure to have. It's, to me, one of the best trades of that trade deadline time. It's really proving that right now. And, there's moments like this where, he's flying, or is he galloping, or is he floating?
He's floating.
Or is he floating, Jay? I mean, did you see him float very much in Montreal?
Yes, I did.
Yes, you did. Good for you. Good for us. So what happens, boys? We're not too deep in overtime. We get a face-off that Edmonton's in. One thing I've noticed, I was like, interesting. Bednar's got Lehkonen. He's double-shifted Lehkonen here, and he's got him on the fourth line with O'Connor, Cogliano, who, by the way, our fourth line was great again tonight. I got kudos to those guys. They would come out there and they would just work their freaking ass off, man. They were just grinding away, and you could tell. I mean, they were spending a lot of time in the offensive zone. I like the fact that they were out there just in this time in overtime in the offensive zone face-off. It's just usually they get McKinnon and them out there, or it was Kadri when he was playing. Get a more offensive line out there, but they make a play, they win the face-off. The puck gets tipped, and oh boy, did it get tipped. We can talk about that a little bit. Gets tipped by this man here, saved by Mike Smith, and that's why it's a talking point, because it was a tip, then a save, not a tip to goal, which apparently the rule is, tip to save, and the play still going. There's still another play to be made on the puck. It can be shoulder length, shoulder and above, which it was tight. But it was. Cleans up his rebound. And Jay, that's overtime. You've seen this man score some game winners.
Yeah.
What was your thoughts, buddy? Were you floating as well? What were you doing?
Yeah, I was floating so much that I closed my eyes and I thought I was in Finland. No, I'm joking. No, but seriously though, it was really awesome, and I was so happy for Lehkonen and even more happy for you guys in Colorado. I know you guys
Yes.
long.
Yes. Yeah. And of course, it had to be dramatic. Like I said, they went back. They wanted to look at the play right away, which is the right play to do. It was the right thing to do. But again,
but it fucked the moment a little bit.
It kind of fucked it a little bit, but then you kind of got to celebrate twice. But I'm used to moments being fucked a little bit because I watched the Premier League and I watched Arsenal, and VAR has absolutely destroyed that league. Every goal is scored, they have to take a look at it, and it sucks. But this is different. I get it. There was a play made. It was questionable. They had to take a look at it. It is ruled a goal. Celebrate twice, boys. And beautiful celebrations were made, and a beautiful time was made as we advanced to the Stanley Cup final. Like I said earlier, for the first time since 2001, where again, we won that freaking cup, didn't we? We won it. Got a couple of comments here. The King is coming. Welcome, King. Tampa Bay and New York Rangers tied 2-2. Yeah. Tampa's good. But they get to go back to Madison Square Garden and hopefully get a W there. Maybe an overtime game. You never know. Hi, Oren. Thank you. Not hi to you, Jay. And not hi to me either. But as long as Oren gets some love, it's fine.
Only one of us needs love.
That's fine. Puck Life is Oren. Where's my damn welcome, you ass? That's right. You didn't really... Yeah, you didn't welcome him, did you?
No.
Yeah.
And I still didn't.
No, you still haven't. It's true. That's very true. I just made a comment about his little Dallas Star team being in heaven. It's fine. It's the Bible Belt there, so they might actually be one of the few teams that is in heaven. The rest of them, I don't know. It's very questionable. The bug in your eye, I didn't see you. The King is coming. Who should we root for to play us in the finals? Me personally, I'll stay on this one first. I want the Rangers because I don't give a shit about Tampa Bay Lightning. They've won 2 back-to-back cups. It's old news. I'm tired of it. I'm done with it. Plus, they're experienced in the final. They know how to win games. They know how to shut the neutral zone down. They know how to slow teams down like they did with Florida. To me, the series would maybe be as exciting either to watch against a New York Rangers team who – in the East, I've actually kind of had some little soft spot for. I've always loved Brian Leach, Mikey Richter. Those were 2 guys I really liked growing up. So I just think it'd be a fun series going at the Garden playing. I think it'd be faster. It'd be a little bit open, and ultimately, I just think it'd be a good matchup for us. Oren, what about you?
Yes, definitely the Rangers. I don't want to see Tampa Bay win anything anymore.
Yeah, it's lame, isn't it?
I don't like Tampa Bay at all. So
no.
The Rangers deserve to have the spot.
Yes.
How long has it been since the Rangers?
They won a cup in 94.
94.
Yeah.
How long has it been since they've been at the Stanley Cup Finals?
At the Stanley Cup? Was it 94? I'm trying to think. This
So
is just
it's
off my head
been
thinking.
been over 20
Maybe
years for them.
1 year? Have they been in 1 year since in the final, Jay?
They went against
Yeah.
the Kings.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, and that's right, Henrik Lundqvist.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that didn't go so well. They tried. But yeah, so they had been there since, so we do have a little bit of that. Jay, what about yourself? Would you like to
Yeah,
see
I'm also
Tampa or
going-
New York?
Yeah, Rangers as well.
Rangers
I
as
think
well.
the Rangers, it would be a better matchup, and also the Rangers fans have been waiting that for a while, a lot more than the Lightning for sure. And nobody wants to see a repeat too.
No, especially Tampa Bay, dude. It's just enough. They've already overtaken us in Stanley
Yeah.
Cups, and that's we can't have that. We got to have it this year. Okay. I don't like that Tampa Bay Lightning overtaking the Avs in Cups. Just no, man. No. Elise, you say Tampa Bay is your answer. That's who you want to see. Interesting. Please tell us why. Tell us why. Michael's got definitely the Rangers. Bolts need to roam on out. They do need to roam out. The King is coming. He's kind of atoning for his sins. Hi, Jay. And then finally, 18 minutes after that, hi, Jordan. I forgot. That's fine. Again, we're not the important people. Oren's the important person here.
Mm-hmm.
The King is coming. Says he also wants the Rangers, and we can see McDermott beat down Reeves again. Oh, yeah. I talked a little bit about that Sunday morning in hockey. I was like, oh, wouldn't that be something? The salivation over the Titans going at it once again. You just think Tampa's going to be easier to beat. Interesting take. Okay. I mean, I don't know if it's a popular opinion, but they could be. I don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know. You never know. You never
It's
know.
Surprising they got this far. So
it is. I could see 7 games happening. We'll see. One thing we do want to note here is this. Well, a couple things, but one, let's just talk about this guy just for a little bit before we shut her down.
The tongue lasher. This
guy. I mean, Wayne Gretzky said he finally gave us some love. Once they were beaten, he had no more love to give for the Oilers. He did say that Kel McCarr was the best player on the ice every night, and I'd be very hard to argue with him, honestly. The man was a beast this series. The man did a couple of things. He made a couple of historic moments in this last game, one of them being his 5 points that he had in a playoff game. It ties Peter Forsberg for the Colorado Avalanche as far as most points in a playoff game of 5. Ties the legend, my favorite Avs player of all time, Peter Forsberg. Ties Foppa for 5 points of all time as a defenseman, people. That's something to mention. Another mention, this same man staying with the legend, the future Hall of Famer. That is Kel McCarr. Also, the first defenseman in NHL history with 5 points in a series clincher. Okay. Yeah. So, Jay, what do you think? I mean, future Hall of Famer, what do you think about his overall series?
Yeah, I agree with Gretzky that he was by far the best player every night for the Avalanche and also between both teams. He did really well. Like every time he was on the ice, you noticed him every time.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So many great opportunities to score. Did some really nice passing, great defensive plays. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're saying he was just okay?
No, I think he was
okay.
the best you could ask for him.
The best you could ask for, because I was feeling what I was getting is he was okay, and you actually wish they would have put in McDermott instead of Kel McCarr. That's what I heard. But if you think you said something different, that's fine. Or Kel McCarr, besides Kel McCarr, who I think for the Avalanche player of the series, who's with your next guy that you're like, this guy really had a great series for the Avalanche, stepped it up when we needed him to?
I think Lehkonen. I thought
Yeah.
he was amazing all around, defensively and offensive. So
Mhm.
he got the goals we needed, and I mean he was great on passing, and just
Yeah.
he played his heart out. And I'm glad we got him as a trade, like you said. He's been just amazing all around,
Yes, 100%. And he can levitate.
and he
Yeah.
can
He's also
float.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yo, flip tip.
I was also gonna say, like, even when he doesn't get a point, you can always notice him how hard he competes, and he always has a presence in front of the net. Tries to get a tip per rebound,
Yeah.
and he's really, really good on the forecheck.
He's amazing. He's a Swiss Army knife type of player. Um, he's just like a better, more talented version of like a Abe Kubel. But even, that might be not a great comparison, but you get my point.
Hard work. Yeah.
Hard worker, clean hitter, can play PK, but also power play, more skill, obviously. Just a great pickup. And Elise, I think this is why you want us to play Tampa Bay. You don't want to hear Gretzky if we play the Rangers. This is like, because then it's like 3 teams in a row, ex-Wayne Gretzky teams, and he will just absolutely go for that team. And just, and I love the great one, but it's just sad. It's a couple of things that's sad. I mean, he continues to dye his hair as dark as possible. I think he should just let it play out. Just go natural. Give us a little more gray. Give us a little more gray one. The gray one. That's what we want now. Yeah, the great ski, the gray one. This is what we want. I don't want to see any more hair dye. I don't want to see him cry and the dye go down his eyes, and then they're burning, and then he's wiping his eyes, and it's not working out, and he's crying, and it's all weird. And then, I don't want to see it. He's the great one. Let's remember him for being great. Not, and gray. Let's let him just come on. Just a touch of gray. The ladies like a touch of gray. Yeah, and you're right, King. He is still mad, but he'll get over it, especially if his New York Rangers meet us. He'll get over it. And then we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm going to end it here, boys. We're going to end it on the last question. And this is a question for me that, it's a good one. It's a juicy one. This man right here, Frankie, played an amazing series. He's 6-0. Hasn't lost a game. He stepped in at first when Darcy Kemper got that terrible eye injury off Johansson's stick. Comes in, wins that game, wins the next one, finishes the sweep. Kemper then gets hurt this series. He comes in, he wins that game and wins all the rest of the games, finishing the sweep. He's done more than his job. He's been perfect. Gentlemen, Jay, we'll start with you, and I'll ask the people in chat as well. If you're the Colorado Avalanche and we have game 1, doesn't matter if it's against New York or Tampa, is Frankie your starting goalie? Or is Kemper?
Yeah. For me personally, I'm going for Pavel. Because, I mean, he's been winning every single game, and he's really consistent, more consistent than Darcy Kemper. And also, like, it's kind of a learning lesson for Kemper. Like, when your teammate is playing better than you don't deserve to play as much,
Yeah. So you would start Frankie game 1, Stanley Cup final.
Yeah.
Okay. Oren, what about you, sir?
I'm going to go with Kemper.
Why?
Because he's got the most experience. He's been playing a lot more games. He knows how these players work. So, yeah, I would say him. He's I know Franco has been great, but
He has been.
We don't know how consistent he is for playing consistent games.
Yeah. Well, he played all 4 in this, and he swept.
He did, but I still go for Kemper.
Okay, you go for Kemper. This is a hard question. It is a hard question, King. Yeah, for me.
Yeah.
What, Jay? I was trying to talk. What were you trying to say?
I was asking, what about you?
Oh, Oh, thanks. Thanks for feeding me the question that I asked. Um, I'll tell you what, Jay. I'll tell you what I think. This is what I think. It's a hard one, but I do believe. Will it happen? We'll see. I do, the back of my mind, think they were going to announce it late because we know Kemper was healthy enough to be on the bench as the backup. Like, apparently, there could be like 12 days before our next game. It could be a while. Okay, well over a week. We're going to see how this thing plays out. Enough time for Kemper to be fully fit, we would hope. And I think Jared Bednar might hold those cards of his goaltending situation close to his chest. So he has to let the people know. I probably would, because then whoever it is, Tampa, New York, you got a game plan for both goalies. Okay. I have a feeling he's going to go for Darcy Kemper. I say this because we made the big trade for Darcy Kemper. We made the big trade for him to be our number one. We made the big trade for him as we believe he would be the guy to help us win the Stanley Cup. He, like you said, Oren, he was our number one goalie in the regular season. He played the most games. He had a good season as well as Frankie did. He's had a couple inconsistent games in the playoffs, but there's been some games as well that Frankie wasn't at his best, but we were still able to pull the win out, right? Kemper is a bigger goalie. He covers more than net. He's not as quick as Frankie, but he is still mobile for his size. This is the guy I could see that they went for this moment, and I just feel that they are going to go with Darcy Kemper to start game one. The good thing is about that is he has a bad game. To me, he's out. And Frankie steps right on in. And neither Tampa Bay or New York can do that if their starter has a bad game. But, well, for them, good for them. They have two absolutely elite goalies in Shesterkin and, we all know the other guy from Tampa, Vasilevsky. So they have two elite goalies. They're going to have to be at their best. Both of our goalies, they're going to both have to be ready. It is a bit unfair to Frankie, especially with Kemper being, a free agent. And I believe, Frankie signed a contract extension. So we know Frankie's are, going to be, we have him on the books next season, which Kemper, there's no guarantee. Interesting how they have that play out. But I just have a feeling they're going to go with Darcy Kemper. It'd be hard not to blame them on either decision. I think they're going to go Kemper, though, and see what happens there. And hopefully Kemper's amazing. And he fucking goes lights out. And he has his best series so far in the playoffs. That's what I believe. The Kings, Frankie on the streak. It's a hard question. He said, give Kemper an eye test first. Elise said, that's hard. I think Bednar's going to start Kemp. Yeah, Frankie's been amazing, but reality is he's led in quite a few goals overall, even if we did win the series. True. As well as Kemper. He's led in some hairy ones as well, but this is why they brought him in. And I just find it very difficult to believe that all of a sudden they're going to stick with Frankie because Kemper came back after Frankie won a couple games. Kemper was right in again against St. Louis. I just think they're going to stay that way. Frankie's going to have to bide his time, but he's under contract with us, so it's going to be fine. He's done amazing for us. Whatever happens. I'm okay with we all support him. Both goalies have been great. We'll continue that support moving forward. People, that is the show. End it there on the goalie situation. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be greasy. Oh, there's going to be tabloids everywhere about it. It's going to be nasty. Let's see the goaltending situation. Oh, we're going to make a villain out of somebody. That's what we do in the local media. We make villains out of our own players. We create storylines. We have fun with it. We tickle each other's ball. Wait, where was I going with this? Anyway, goalie situation is something to watch for. I do have to mention, speaking of tickling some balls, for those excuse me, Kemper, please. Okay, we've seen enough. Thank you. We put some interviews up. We were a day behind because we got some interviews up late. It's Pride Month. We were at the lovely Denver Sweet Bar interviewing some great Avalanche fans there. Some very fun interviews. some salty language was used, mostly by me, and I probably offended a few people, but that's okay. That's what I do. I'm offensive to my own family, to my parents. They're ashamed of me, and it's something I'm gotta try to get better at. But right now, it's I'm gonna deal with it. Great interviews with great people. Please go check those out. Viewer discretion advised. There's an interesting one with some interesting imagery in the background, but if it's for you, fantastic. Pause it, watch it on the loop, enjoy it. Okay, bring the lotion, whatever you need, make it happen. But for now, I'm saying go check those interviews out. Subscribe to us if you haven't subscribed, guys. We're almost at 100. That's not bad. That's like more than almost anybody. So I feel like that's pretty good. Yeah. So let's keep that bad boy rolling. Tell your friends, tell your parents, tell your families, tell your grandmas. Yes, we'll definitely check it out. Please do. Please do. Some very fun ones there. Michael, I think you're going to like them. So check them out. Enjoy them. Boys, it's been a pleasure. Jay, thank you for staying up late with us. We'll talk soon. We'll probably do, for sure a pre-game once we know what happens. Maybe even just a show for fun. We'll figure it out. We're not going to sit on our thumbs for 12 days and see what happens. We'll figure something out. We'll have some fun. Jay, we appreciate you.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
It was. The pleasure was all yours. Damn it, Jay.
Jay,
your phone on vibrate. God dang it, Jay. 1 minute. All you had was 1 minute, and just without that.
At least you didn't disconnect.
You haven't disconnected yet. Oren, thank you again for joining. Later King, thank you for remembering us as well. We appreciate it.
Thank you for the support.
Thank you for the support.
Yep, we'll talk to you later.
Talk to you guys later. And with that, let's end the charade. You know what? Let's end it. Yeah, should we end it with a little bit of the Rasta color? Let's end it with a Rasta. You know what? Let's not break tradition. I'm scared.
Hey, let's not.
I'm scared. Let's not break tradition. I'm sorry. Okay. Later.